About almost 3 years in and about 3 delays already. So guys, Fragmenta, which is just one of Capcom's most awaited, just for some gameplay awaited to be frank, went on and got itself a new trailer. Believe it or not, well, I'm not gonna spoil this for you guys, just take a look at this baby revealed yesterday.
We gotta be ready. Nobody half-asses it this time.
I've been hearing some crazy things lately, but to no avail until I saw this with my own eyes. John Carpenter, which is the same legend who directed the movie The Thing, a dozen other amazing horror shows and IPs, is actually directing a first-person shooting zombie survival game called Toxic Commando. This is perhaps the mind-blowing thing I've seen for a while, but here it goes, the game is coming to pieces in the next generation of consoles only sometime next year.
She needs their help with a promise. A question. But it's never so simple, is it? Wisdom has a price. There's always a part of you that changes. A part of you that darkens. And a part of you that dies. Over there, that pool.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 went on and received the new release window of early to mid 2024. Well, Ninja Theory developers released another trailer for it for the game a few days ago, showcasing just a little bit of, I'm not even sure anymore if it's cinematic or gameplay, but some kind of a story trailer and reconfirmation that the game is coming to PC's Xbox Series only. I've just realized this myself, but no other game before ever was taking true inspiration to this scale out of reality in every way.
What will they do to her? What will we do to us? Touch it. And feel your mind. Your voices. All the parts of you that are broken. You can be whole. All the grief, all the rage, all the fear. Everything I've seen, everything I've done has led me to this place. We've come so far, not far enough. Say it. You are ready. Tell them. I am here. Now. What if we get lost forever? What will happen to them? What will happen to you? I will not let them down. She is ready.
Around you, Senua.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
If you've already seen the 10-minute gameplay showcase of Starfield a few months ago, Bethesda went on to showcase about 50 more minutes of that out of the Xbox gaming showcase and a newly designed console and controller optimized and remodeled for Starfield. The game is now coming to PC's Xbox Series X September 6th this year. You probably know this, but to begin with, the game is so huge in scale and map, it'll allow you to travel to over 1,000 planets. There's a lot more where that came from.
No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Human settlements throughout the galaxy could be at risk.
We are not stopping. Whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever.
From me. I was trained in their ways, their technology, their weapons. Things that a Navi should not know. And then
Ubisoft just shared the first real look at Avatar Frontiers of Pandora in-game footage. Well, a release date of December 7, for some reason, 2023. This game is a first-person adventure where players take on the role of a Navi soldier. I didn't know this is in first person, but believe it or not, it's actually made with the use of Unreal Engine 5. Frontiers of Pandora is a very action-packed game in nature, quite a bit like Ubisoft's other franchise, Far Cry, where you need to hunt animals, do missions, and roam in an open world.
See what they kept you from. Your true home.
After bonding with a large Ikran, she expertly rides on its back, diving, swooping, and spinning gracefully in the air above the forest. RDA choppers and humans appear.
now Pandora is under attack again.
Don't let the Na'vi get in our way. Get rid of them.
And I have a choice to make. I choose to protect my home.
She fires an arrow at a chopper and it explodes. As battles rage, the young Na'vi yanks a man out of a crashed amp and later fires a missile launcher at a helicopter. Drawing back her bow, she lets loose an arrow, then peers off with a fierce expression. She blasts it.
Launches September 19 this year. And we're still wondering what the full cast of characters are here. The Summer Game Festival a few days ago actually showcased a few good trailers and characters in each. They're like mainly focusing on bringing every forgotten character back to the new game and make it like another Armageddon.
I make up for in heart.
This came out of I don't even know where, but it is perhaps the best thing I've seen from Capcom since Onimusha. We've got over here a game called Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. Hands down, guys, this thing is all Onimusha games mixed with better graphics, more color, and even crazier in action. It's somewhere like an Ashura's Wrath combined with Onimusha, but made with re-engine. This game is coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles, and release it for it though is still yet to be announced.
I want to survive. I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
Ubisoft and Lucasfilm Games, on the other hand, came out and revealed the first ever open-world Star Wars game called Star Wars Outlaws. Coming out to pieces in the next generation of consoles only, early to mid next year, this is as described by Ubisoft itself, the first ever open-world, as I mentioned, Star Wars game set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and partnership with this game is in partnership with development with Massive Entertainment, which is best known for its works on Division games. Take a look.
And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there. And I'm gonna risk it all.
Steel coffee!
If you've been around the channel for the past couple of weeks, well, we've already got a gameplay trailer for Alan Wake 2 last week, but Remedy went on to release about 30 more minutes of it in case it just wasn't enough. Alan Wake 2, the much-awaited survival horror sequel hit, is now coming to PCs, Xbox Series X, and also the PlayStation 5. It's no longer a Microsoft exclusive, it's going to be released on December 17 this year, and this is some more in-game footage.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. Killer left a message.
It's for us.
We were all trapped in a horror story. The horror story wanted us dead. There's something I'm forgetting. Something important. Something's not right!
Wow. Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
First off, to get the bad news out of the way, the hotly anticipated PlayStation 5 exclusive Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will no longer be coming to the PlayStation 4, because Square Enix confirmed it yesterday, and the reason being is just the trailer Square Enix even released, which is probably the most mind-blowing thing I've seen for an in-game
Shadows of the Man, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgar. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what?
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
The follow-up to 2017's Forza Motorsport 7, the same title, Forza Motorsport, now supposedly 8, is now finally coming out on October 10 for PCs, Xbox Series X. Turn10 Studios also went on and released some gameplay on the thing here, a mix of in-game and a bit of cinematic, and the premise that the new Motorsport will be a generational leap in immersion, with the addition of a ray tracing, better physics, better graphics, and vehicle destruction system, a full day and night cycle, and a lot more.
That was your best lap yet.
This is my timeline!
We've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
Amongst the biggest liked and disliked reveals of the gaming show a few days ago, we finally got a new trailer for the long-awaited Fable game that was only teased with like a 20-second cinematic trailer about 3 years ago. Well, here's another stupid cinematic. I don't know what's all the hate towards the protagonist that you will see in a second. This game is now coming to PCs and Xbox consoles only. We're still waiting on a release window. Take a look.
You see, I'm not here to slay legendary beasts. I'm here to conquer the vegetable. Not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death. One moment. This is awkward.
Yeah.
Oh. I have my reservations about your reinstatement. There could be questions. Will that be a problem?
No, Captain.
Here it is! Number 13. Following the sequel, Dark Tides, we've got over here since that game, another Warhammer shooter game in the making. You're probably waiting to hear more about since the beginning of the year, going by Space Marine 2. Here's a new trailer. This game is now coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles only by the end of the year, with its developers promising to have the biggest fights in scale in the series' history.
Open the gates. Care to see who can slay more Xenos for the Chiron? I thought a piece of that statue would offer more sport. Hold them back, damn it! For Ultramar! For the Emperor!
We are banishers. We end suffering for those who live.
Coming from the same developers of Life is Strange and the publishers of Plague Tale games, number 14 we have here again once Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. This is a story-driven action RPG, dual protagonist game that was first announced last year. Well, a ghost hunting game as it's described, and finally some in-game footage as opposed to its previous just cinematic. Banishers over here will be coming to PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X only in the final quarter of 2023.
Simple job. Just in and out. Nothing to it. Everybody hit the floor!
Starbreeze developers finally revealed a trailer for Payday 3, a little bit of the class action, just co-op first-person shooting gameplay the series always offered. Surprisingly, a release date of September 21st for PCs and the both generation of consoles too this time. According to developers, the Payday returns here, this time in New York, after an unknown threat appears, where there will be more skills, weapons in the new game. Not to mention, Payday 3 will be a more of a choice-focused game in nature. After almost 2 years of just nothing but a pretty dull cinematic, maybe except the end of the trailer that came out in the beginning, we finally received some gameplay on Avowed, Obsidian Entertainment's take on Skyrim, technically what we believe to be, but turns out this game is even more choice-driven. Like, the focus is going to be specifically on the companions to come across and how the story takes yours forward. Check it out, this game is coming to PCs and Xbox consoles early next year.
Our very souls. You want us to trust you. But the truth is, you scare us. The way you fight. The power you wield. The secrets you keep. You're either here to save us or destroy us. So now that you have all this power,
the sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon is now coming out early next year for PCs in both generation of consoles too. Well, during this same Xbox showcase we got the game's debut trailer, which was a thrill to watch, so I'll just cut it short. Just that, you might want to know the game highlights an unexpected chain of events that sets Ichiban and Kazuma on a larger-than-life RPG adventure. That's what they said.
Oh my god! A stranger!
Oh, surf's up, dude. Yeah, dude. Hang loose, bro. 俺がどうかしたのか? Huh? Huh? どうなってんだこりゃ!
Spiritual successor to the original 2014 release, it acts as a full reboot for the franchise, taking place in a vast, interconnected world over 1,000 years later.
Coming up behind that, we have a new trailer here for Lords of the Fallen, a reboot of an almost decade-old action RPG, technically announced last year. This is in case you're new to a dark fantasy Souls-like about this angel finding his way out of the living and into the dead realm. Lords of the Fallen gameplay is quite a bit, although accidentally, not intentionally, is in the same vein as Elden Ring. We just learned it's coming out on October 13 this year.
Of course, treasures. And while Axiom presents its own challenges, untold horrors await in its nightmarish counterpart. Thanks to the Umbral Lamp, players can enter this lightless world at any time in one of two ways. When slain by the foes of Axiom, at which point you'll resurrect in the same location, albeit in Umbral, or by performing the Umbral Rift and willingly sacrificing one of your 2 lives. But the lamp holds yet more power, granting the ability to flay the soul from an enemy for some high damage attacks, and even manipulate the very environment of the Umbral world. However, the longer you spend in this wraith-ridden plane, the greater number of spectral terrors that will hunt you down.
Through the same Xbox Gaming Showcase a couple of days ago, we got over here for the first time lay eyes on a first-person-like adventure, kind of like the other game Flintlock, but this is from the same developers Amnesia games, something here called Still Wakes the Deep. Not to mention, actually tagged as a psychological horror, just like Amnesia games. This one is coming to PCs and Xbox Series X only sometime next year.
Watson, but you're gonna know me better as the Candyman, Travis Baker.
Hey, boss.
You better buckle up, cause you got a ton of ass-kicking action coming your way. In The Killer, New Game, Crime Boss, Rockay City.
You know it, baby.
Number 20. From only days ago, we've got over here once again Crime Boss Rockay City. This is a still-based first-person shooter where you mainly work to become a leader and a criminal on the world, set in this fictional version of Florida back in the day, like I'm talking Red Dead old. Here's some gameplay footage, some more of it. The game is now coming to PCs, Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 on June 15 with co-op player, single player, and of course multiplayer.
That's the way to do it.
Hell yeah.
Tu n'as rien fait pour chercher à me plaire.
Last but not least, Neowiz and the developers Round 8 Studios went on and released 9 more minutes of gameplay for Lies of P. This game is now coming out for PCs and both generation of consoles on September 19. Lies of P, in case you're just new, was inspired by the story of Pinocchio. It's an action Souls-like game set in this dark, European-inspired city where puppets have now become a nightmare for people and they're roaming around the city. Your character is actually a puppet too. Check it out in case you missed it.
Je te fais pas voir.